The changing landscape of the housing market in Las Vegas requires a real estate professional that understands how to get your offer accepted, willing to go above and beyond for service and accountability. Hi, my name is Dan French. I've been in the real estate and financing industry for over 13 years. Most real estate agents struggle with answering their phone. Please call me directly, 702-557-6176. I'm available for all your real estate needs.
Dan's a fantastic man. He really is.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome.
And what's going on, everybody? This is Dan French. This is the French Workbench podcast going on here Tuesday. And everybody out there, thank you guys for tuning in. This is the most real and behind-the-scenes information on financing, real estate, money talk going on here in Las Vegas. And I'm your host, Dan French. We got Mr. Iceman over here waiting on call. And we also have another guest that I always have on here every Tuesday. We're going to talk a lot about what's happening in the housing market. We're seeing a shift. And what is the impact going to be? We're going to talk a lot about what's happening with title and also what's happening with rates and what's going to happen in this mortgage industry and also the housing market here in Las Vegas. And like I said, if you guys don't know, I'm a real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, and I want you guys to check out my website. This is my website right here, and I want you guys to pay attention to LV Home Professionals. So if you guys are looking to buy a home, this is a great place to get started. I also want to put out two really quick while we're on this topic is we have some actual websites and also some landing pages about home prices just being reduced. So I'm pitching this. The reason I'm pitching this is out there's a lot of information. If you're looking to buy a home, we've also put together these landing pages, which will help really dissect and get you to the real core of what you're looking for here in the markets. And also open houses that are coming up, coming soon on homes, and also looking to sell your home. So a lot of things happening in the listing sector as well. If you guys are out there listing your house, we're going to talk about what's going on in that market. And so let's go ahead and introduce my my guest here. Well, she's my co-host now, Esmeralda Lucia. What's going on, Ezzy?
Hi, how are you guys?
Good. What's going on with you, Ezzy?
Hey, we just got over 4th of July, so it was nice.
What did you do? Did you go out and did you do fireworks? Like, what did you do?
You know, we just hung out as a family. We watched the fireworks. We didn't actually buy any this year. I think we were just kind of following the rules.
You're following the rules.
What fun is that?
What does that mean? Follow the rules. Like what?
It's the opposite of 4th of July.
Yeah, what is that?
You're not allowed to get illegal fireworks.
What's the
We live in Vegas.
Honestly, it
Nothing
wasn't
is
that we didn't
illegal.
want to get them. We just left late. We should have gotten.
What's the definition of illegal? Do you even know what that is? I was corrected. I was completely wrong. And it's not the first time I was wrong, but I was like, yeah, it's just the material. And what it really is if it leaves the ground, it's actually a illegal firework here in Las Vegas. So I was completely off. I think that's...
But why is it? Because it's dangerous because you don't know where it's going to land, right?
Well, of course. Like, what happens if it
The
lands on your
fun
house?
of it. It's like playing lawn darts. So it's the entire
What
point
do
of it.
you do? What do you do
so
for...
let me tell you, we had some last year.
Yeah.
And it lit up the desert. So
Nice.
So
I can
what?
see why.
Did
That
you
was
feel like last year was better?
Yes.
Than,
Oh, yeah.
than this year? Because I felt like this year we were kind of, I wouldn't say we're handcuffed, but there was a lot less people.
I was.
Well, you were handcuffed this year?
Last year.
Oh, last year.
I didn't even get home till August.
You guys don't know who that is. That's
we were like, wait, what happened?
that's Iceman over here, Mr.
This year
Handcuff
was
himself.
better.
What'd you do for 4th, man? But you guys don't know. This is Mr. Ethan Earhart.
You're not going to believe it.
Now, what'd you do?
I
man?
had this one firework. It was like this fountain, like the Statue of Liberty torch, right? And I stood in the
Was
driveway.
it an illegal firework or was it just one of the store-bought ones?
It was a store-bought one because I'm
those
only
are-
allowed to have certain things. So I stood in my driveway by myself for like 30 seconds with my better half on a video call, and she just watched me burn this firework for like 30, 40 seconds, and it was like the best time of my life.
Awesome.
Do you guys feel like fireworks or something? Like, is it more of a kid thing, or do you still get excited about fireworks being an adult? Like, or do you got to be like drunk? Do you got to drink
I love
and then be out?
fireworks.
You got to
I
be
think
out
so,
somewhere.
yeah.
Like, you got to be out somewhere, and it's got to be like the environment
Yeah.
that you're in. But I don't know. I don't get it. Like,
Well,
I like it. but
Chasing someone with a Roman candle sober is not fun. Like, you got to be drunk I feel it's safer when you're drunk because you're less
I'm
likely
gonna
to
be
hit
honest.
someone.
I love the 4th of July. I love barbecues, carne asadas,
Okay.
drinking, kicking it. I love it.
You do
And
the
I
whole
love
thing.
fireworks. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but do you need a reason? Does it got to be 4th? Like for me, I think that the fireworks are just like that cherry on the top. But
Yeah.
I just like hanging out. Period. Like
Me
if I'm
too.
out at like a friend's house barbecue. The thing about Las Vegas is Las Vegas has a lot of opportunity where everybody wants to be in a pool, or they also have like everything where. You ever see those like where those kids play and the water comes out the fountains at the parks?
Oh, yeah.
And they have it all set up. It just seemed like everybody's out and doing something in the summertime here because you're forced to.
Yeah,
Because it's so hot,
Yeah.
you're forced to go get in the
I
water
agree.
or do something. You're like,
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not going to stay inside and just, what do you do? What do you do on 4th of July usually? I mean, do you go hang out?
Yeah. I mean, usually if my neighbor has a pool, I jump the fence when they're not home, and I use that.
I did that when I was a kid, man. I
did that
got a-
yesterday.
Invading homes. Okay.
Dude, I got a story for that. I actually was a kid, and we weren't dangerous. Like, we weren't like, oh man, but we kind of like tested the limits here and there, right? Because, I mean, we were kids, and like I had, older people around me. So we actually jumped the pool, and we were swimming in the neighbors. Dude, we were like throwing football, and dude, we were like
aggressive.
everything, right? They come home and they look at us. They caught us in the backyard, and they go, dude, if you guys wanted to come swim, you could have just went and knocked on the door. You know what I mean?
Nice.
I was like, oh man, that
So
was
you
the
guys
weirdest.
so you guys were playing, having a party in their backyard, and they're just like, "There's kids."
Yeah,
here?
check this out. So I'm sitting there playing, and all of a sudden everybody just stops, and it was like everybody just kind of was shell shocked. They
wow.
come home, and this guy's sitting there like, "What are you guys doing? Like, how are you guys playing football and basketball in my pool, and there's nobody here?"
That's amazing.
So, but he's cool about it because he said, "Hey, go tell your parents you're over here. You guys want to come over and swim anytime, we'll let you know. But you can't come over here by yourselves and not be around. You can't
Yeah.
come in. That's trespassing."
But not
So-
even
but-
even that. You can drown or something.
Well, but here's the thing.
That's
you
why I
can
just sit in
drown.
the jacuzzi when I jump the fence. I don't want to worry about that.
So you did the same thing then, huh? You jumped-
Yesterday, yeah, I did this. Last 3 days, I've been doing the same. Well, no one lives there, so it doesn't
So
count.
you had a
right?
barbecue at their backyard?
No. I
Oh.
barbecued at my backyard, and then I jumped the fence to go swim.
Hey.
Yeah, he went into the kitchen and he started helping himself. He's like, "What do we got here? Dogs? We got some hamburgers. Like, what's
Right.
going on here, man? Let's just get this thing fired up."
Absolutely, that's how you do it. It's the 4th of July, man. We don't need a reason in America to celebrate anything. We just do it.
Dude, tell me though, like 4th, it just like brings out like people just, man, everybody want like those. Nobody buy any illegal fireworks. Nobody do that. And how does everybody does it? It's like I
Well,
look
look
down
where
and
we
it's
live.
like none of these fireworks can leave the ground, right? All of a sudden you look down and I'm at the Valley, I'm at
There's
the M
mortars.
Casino. It's just going
Everywhere.
everywhere. It's
I
like
love it.
tell me no, and I'm gonna do it. It's like,
But then you drive 20 minutes to the reservations, and you can buy anything in the world, which is amazing. I mean, yeah, you're not supposed to bring it back, but we can just sit out there and light them off.
yeah, I don't know, man. So you're carne asada girl, huh? You love carne asada? Yeah. Coronas,
elotes,
cervezas,
everything.
Do you guys
Tequilas,
get? Are you like you're what's your nationality? Like I don't think people
Uh,
really know.
I'm half Mexican and half Brazilian.
Okay.
Okay.
So do you guys have parties where it's like the mariachis, right? They come
Yeah,
in.
we
Do
bought
you?
mariachi for my mom.
See,
actually,
I told.
last
I
week.
had a feeling you did.
Sounds exciting.
We did.
Tell me that the crowds don't get fired up when they start hearing that. Like
You know-
everything's quiet, and all of a sudden they start hearing that sound. Everybody goes, "Oh!" Like,
Right? It's
okay.
guns going
That's
off
how
in the
it
air. Oh, it's fun.
But
That's
you
how
know
it
what?
works.
Like most cultures are accepting mariachis now.
Really?
Yeah, they are. It's
Well,
so
I don't-
funny, but
I
like,
think it's like this though. I mean, like half the population now, or close to it, is what Hispanic, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
right?
Give it 10
So-
years, we'll all look Puerto Rican. So
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, so it's
oh,
either
look Puerto Rican.
it's either you you embrace it or you're going to be
Absolutely.
left behind. That's the way I see it. So let's talk a little bit about what's happening in the housing market out there, people. We all know that the prices are coming down. We see it. We're going to have data here. I've already showed you guys what's going on with my landing pages. I want you guys to check us out, LV Home Professionals. Like I said, I know I keep plugging this. It's a great place to get started. I know it may not be the best time to go look for a house, and I understand people are like, oh, the market's crashing and it's coming down, and it might. But somebody's still going to have to buy a house.
And if you don't know, Dan's a realtor.
And if you don't know,
And he's just
well, now
throwing
you
it out there,
know.
preparing you guys. Like,
Right? But I mean, you guys got to look at this, right? And you got to say, well, what's going to happen with this market? Okay, could we depreciate, right? If you look at it at a macro level, right? Everybody's worried, everybody's concerned on this market here in Las Vegas because they're thinking, well, the market's slowing down. The economy is really doing well still. the housing market is slowing down because it was overinflated. We all know that. So, year over year, if you look back on May of 2021, and you look at today, we're 20% year over year increase still, right? Like, wow, that's still high. Well, CoreLogic is saying by the year 2023, we're only going to be at 5%. So yes, we're going to come down, and people know this, and they think, well, it's going to crash. Even if we come down 20 or 25%, we're still not declining. We're just in a more of a balanced normal market.
Right.
And I think that's what's happening is we're stabilizing. This is a reconfiguration of a market, right?
Yeah.
That's what's happening right now. And
Yeah,
I mean, you see it. So the sellers out there, you call them, they're like, hey, I still want this price point. I might drop it 5,000 or 10,000, but hey, we're still going all in. And I get it. You got it's such a shift. The shift went so quick, so fast. It was a fire market for sellers, and now it's come back, and now it's a buyer's market, or it's turning into a buyer's market. But sellers are still holding on to that. They still need, they still want that increase.
And then you have those crackpots like my neighbor who never moved in, that paid $779 cash for their house.
Yeah.
They just put it back on the market the other day for $900.
900, right?
900. 899, $999.
But I also think that that's a different price range. So there's a different audience.
But when the majority of the market is dipping a little bit, I mean, okay, it's like being high. Like it's not as high.
No, it is being high.
You're still high, just not as high.
So the question is this: you guys are out there in the market. You talk to a lot of real estate agents. You guys talk to a lot of people. And let's say the market, in your mind, which a lot of these sellers are, they're saying, "Look, some sellers can't even sell their house now." And look, I get it. They signed a 6-month listing agreement. They can't get out of it. Now,
so
there's ways
what does
to get
that
out
mean?
of it.
What does that mean? I wanted to ask you. A 6-month selling listing
so
agreement.
you list a house with a seller of a house, and you have so much time to sell the home. And if you don't, then it expires, but you have a contract. Now, there's ways to get around that, right? If you're listing your home, you can go to the broker and say, hey, this person isn't doing what they want, what I wanted them to do. And then they'll maybe break the contract. Now, there's ways around it. But for the most part, you're stuck in that contract.
So do you have to sell it in that 6 months? Like, can you redact it?
It's any time you want, but a lot of people mostly put it for 6 months. It's not like there's a specific time. But, there's different ratifications and different covenants to the contract itself on how you can list this house. But the reality is, I think a lot of people are struggling. They're getting agents, and now they're funneling through agents like no tomorrow. They're like, hey, you said you were going to list my house and you were going to sell it within the first month, and now we're at month 2, month 3, and you're still not able to sell my house, and they're struggling. Now they're like, you're fired. Next, I want to quit. And it's like, okay, so go through these
It's not the realtor.
Well, it could be. Right? It could be the sense of does that realtor have their ear to the ground? Do they know what's happening in this market?
Yeah.
Can they really, make adjustments on the fly? Are they marketing the property correctly? So a lot of these factors come into play. Now, the problem is that the mindset of these sellers is, I'm going to get top dollar.
Of course.
And look, I might drop $5,000, but I'm not dropping $20,000, $25,000, $50,000. And you're seeing properties last year that were listed $600,000, $650,000. On the market now for $540,000. In the sector of $700,000 to $900,000, $950,000, somewhere around that price point, there's a huge reduction going on across the board. Yeah. I've had agents call me going, hey, why did you choose this house? And, my house is bigger and this one's better. And why did your clients choose this? And it's like, look, it's because they like the house. But now they're struggling, and now you have to work. So on the listing side, people are not getting what they want for their home.
So they're going to have to start negotiating with the actual buyer.
No, facts. But what if you go through 4 or 5 realtors and you're still not getting what you want? Like, obviously,
that means
at that
price
point,
too high.
Okay, there you go. That's what I was
price
getting
too
at.
high. You need to reduce it if you want to. But this is the thing: even if you reduce your home to what the actual the market is, you're still winning. Because most of the homes that were actually listed were so overpriced that even if you brought it back down to whatever is the market, you're still going to win.
Yeah, but people now want to sell their home, and it's like they're trying to squeeze water out of a rock. They want every last possible thing.
So here's the question I have for you guys is, okay, you're out there and you're listing your house. You're in the market, right? You see what's happening, and we're seeing declines across the board. Everybody's saying, so now it's a frenzy not to buy a home, right? Because buyers were dictating the market. They still are. But now you're looking at it, now it's a frenzy to sell to get as much as you can. Because now we're going into a market where there's more homes starting to come on the market. We're over 7,000 homes. We see nothing but declines on how much values and things that's going on in these on these properties. So now it's like, okay, well, where's that threshold, right? Would you guys decline, like if you had a home, what's the furthest you would decline? Like if you were listing your house and you had this perception of, I'm going to make this much money equity off my house.
Yeah.
Would you fire sale it and say, hey, let's just drop it at 50 and take your agent's advice? Or would you say,
No,
you know what? I'm going to
wouldn't.
You wouldn't do it.
No.
Why?
I would do it in increments because I'll give you guys an example. So one of my sisters, they bought an investment home. They just remodeled it. The countertops for this little 1,000 square foot condo was $4,000.
Oh, wow.
The countertop. So this is why I wouldn't, because so what's happening is, yes, there might be an increase or an influx of properties in the market. However, if that home is, not all homes are, we'll just say not all homes are updated or, up to the trends of the market today as far as being remodeled, but just trying to remodel that alone, $4,000 for a
Yeah, but does that make sense? Because you got to think of it like this. It's not about what you think it's worth. It's about what they think it's worth.
Yeah,
what
the buyer.
So you can say,
but
well,
you're presenting it to the buyer.
Yeah, but you're saying I put $4,000 into, granite countertops. Who cares? If somebody says, look, at the end of the day, the buyer is going to dictate the market, really. And the buyer's and then you could be like, well, I put 5 into this and I put 7. Cool. Yeah, there's emotional and monumental thought in, okay, hey, right. I put a lot of money into this house. I'm not selling. And people are like, oh, you got the stubborn people out there. I'm just pulling it off the market then.
Of course.
Right? You don't know what you're talking about. I'm pulling it off the market.
Buying a house is like art. Not a lot of people might understand it. And that thing that looks like someone vomited on the wall might be worth millions of dollars to someone. And to someone else, it may not be worth anything. Right. So again, it is the buyer and what the value is to them. Yeah.
It is what you're what you think is important to you. But some people might think that is important.
Do I need 9 bathrooms? Maybe.
So what would you do? Would you shift it and drop it down 5 or 10,000, or would you just go and fire it and say, hey, you know what, agent, this is what the people are looking at and this is what they're willing to buy for. So we're just going to, because everybody's different. Everybody's got a different perspective and position in life. Some people may just say, you know what, I got enough equity. I got $300,000 equity. Yeah. Who cares if I drop it 50?
Do it.
But if you're that greedy person out there, or I wouldn't say greedy, but the person that has that misconception that, man, I was told it's going to be this, and I might budge just a little bit, but I'm not going all the way down.
I would be willing to negotiate. I would negotiate to make sure that I'm also winning, though, as a seller.
Yeah, but what is winning? What is winning? Winning is what? Getting
winning
more
is
than...
like, because everybody has a certain amount of money that that you have to net, right? So whatever that is, as long as is workable, right? Then
if I can net $250 off my house right now, I'm gone. I don't care how much it's worth.
Yeah.
So I want to say this.
But you already have a number, and most people have a number, right?
Yeah, but in today's market and the economy, people are going off of the fear and I need to get in now. It's like playing the lottery. I got to get in to win. No, you never know what's going to happen in the real estate market because it's like a roller coaster. It fluctuates every day. It fluctuates a little bit, right?
Yeah, and I want to say this, guys out there. If you guys, ladies, folks, whoever's out there watching this, or if you guys tune into this, and you see the streaming live, if you guys have questions on what's happening in this market and you guys want to be involved in this round robin conversation,
absolutely,
then I want you guys to go ahead and start asking some questions here, because we will answer these questions.
Hell yeah.
And bring because look, we don't have all the answers. We just know from experience. Right. Esmeralda's the title rep. He's a marketing rep, AEY Marketing. So, but we still understand the market. But you know what? There's always things brought up. But if you guys have any concerns, questions, that's what's happening in the market with housing or anything with mortgages, macro level, micro level, whatever you guys want to call it, we're out here to try to help. So if you guys have questions, please let us know. We're going to get to these questions. And I want to bring
questions.
I want to say this. DJ said, how much are pool contractors charging right now?
Oh, it's astronomical.
It's a premium. I could tell you this. So my parents, including myself, have pools, right? And so you're looking at what is an average person, going in and doing all the maintenance on a pool. Well, I've had conversations with not just my parents, other people said, hey, have you guys had any increases in your pool maintenance, right? On a weekly to monthly basis. And everybody across the board has said, yes, it's happened, right? And they're saying material costs. They're saying, the things that they used to be able to get to clean these pools is not readily available, and also gas, right? Gas is going up a lot higher. So these pool contractors, the ones that go out there and build the pools and also maintain the pools across the board, yes. I was talking to a contractor the other day, and it was a pretty decent sized pool. And I said, hey, how much would a pool like that cost somebody if they just wanted to go build it? They say, you'll be lucky for the minimum pool out there. You're looking at starting price point of like 80,000 plus minimum.
Yeah, it used to be half of that.
Yes.
No, wow, that's insane.
My cousin paid $100,000 for hers.
And this is why I use the neighbors.
And how long ago was that?
That was like, what, 5 years ago?
So you got to think. I mean, that's not. And we're in a recession, people. Like everybody wants to say that you can't. We're in a recession a little bit. I mean, you guys got to look at these numbers and look at the data. We've declined 2 quarters, and so people are struggling. And yes, they're going to pass the cost to the consumer. So people out there that are looking to build a pool and get pools put into their home, you're going to pay a premium. And if you want to pay the premium, cool. If you don't have a pool in Las Vegas, good luck.
Use your neighbors.
Good luck, because it's hot as hell out here, isn't it?
Today wasn't too bad, like 105.
I'm telling but I mean, that's on a good day.
Do you use the pool often?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, then that's good for
I use it for all purposes. I mean, I'm not going to get into details, but I use it for a lot of things.
Uses it for all purposes.
All purposes.
You just put stuff in
not that way. I just,
That's why he has 4 kids. I'm kidding.
One on the way.
So wild parties.
I'm talking about like to cool off the dogs.
That's what I meant.
Yeah, exactly. Like the dogs jump in, and what do you know? What you guys?
You don't even own a dog.
Dude, you guys got some dirty minds over here, man.
Hey, we didn't say nothing. We're just agreeing with what you say.
Exactly.
For all purposes.
By the way, he sells homes. So he's a realtor.
So let's say this. You guys think that this
I love pools.
You love pools?
Yes, I do.
I think everybody does.
I like pools.
I think
I just don't like to maintain them, but I like them.
I think anybody that has it, like one of my friends, I was just talking at a pool party. There's a lot of people at pool parties, you know? I mean, people just make it an event. The barbecue, the 4th of July pool party, that's like where it's at, you know, especially here in Las Vegas. But I know that it's weird because the dynamic shifts where if you have somebody that is older and they had kids or grandkids, all of them grown up, and you talk to them later and they're like, man, this thing's it's just costing me money. I don't use it. You know, now that's different. My parents, it's like Cocoon, man. They go out there every morning and night. It's like they live out there. It's like, what are you going to do today? Oh, I'm going to wake up, have my coffee, go into the pool, do my deal. You know, hey, listen, it's relaxing.
It's good exercise, too, if you're using it.
Exactly. It is. But, you know, you look at this housing market. So let's go back. So I wanted to answer DJ's question. But, guys, if you have any questions out there, we're here to answer your questions.
Yes.
The market is shifting. We know this. So you guys are saying to me that you wouldn't take the advice. If a realtor came up to you guys and said, hey, I think your house is overpriced now. I mean, you look at prices in Summerlin. I seen a home in Summerlin that was priced at $650 and it's now at $540, right? And I was talking to a couple agents. Brett's on there. I mean, he's got people that are doing the same thing. And they're starting to look at these houses like, wait a second. This thing's in Summerlin. It's dropped almost $100,000. Why wouldn't you throw an offer in on it now, right? Would you drop that price of $90,000 in a very short window of time? It's psychologically, it's
someone
hard
must
for
be trying to dump it.
Well, yeah, that's what I was going to say. I guess it depends on your circumstances as a seller. Some people might just need to move out.
Yeah, some people go into witness protection and they need to get their house like gone immediately.
Yeah, but if you guys owned this house, would you feel comfortable dropping it? Because I think, look, let's
not that much. That's insane.
Let's just think about it like this. You guys are not in the market, but would you drop it where if your agent came to you and said, hey, 2 months ago, you're going to get $650 for this. 2 months later, they're telling you, hey, man, if you don't drop this, at least 40 or 50, you're probably going to be sitting on the market because there's nothing moving right now. Do you play the game as a seller? Because look, as an agent for me, I'm representing the seller. I'm getting the highest dollar. Yeah. I'm going to promote them. I'm going to do the video tours. I'm going to do everything I can. Sell, market it. But at the same time, you have to be realistic. And where does that fine line come in at? And I think that's what I'm trying to bring up.
You have to start getting offers. If you're not getting any offers and no one's coming to look at your property. You don't even know how you
can play. But
yeah, you got to do something to reel someone in.
I think depending where I was at in Vegas and then also what my circumstances are, right? If I want to get out of something, then I'm going to drop it probably a little bit more than...
Yeah, but how fast? Like if I'm sitting there and I said, okay...
I would do it in increments. I would still do in increments. I wouldn't...
But Summerlin is the premium, right? It's the upper echelon of properties, right? I mean, you that's an area that everybody wants to like be at. It's the Beverly Hills of Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's the high.
And yet you're
area.
Dropping it $90,000, and I understand.
Problem.
But I think, look, people want to sell. So what is your position and how fast do you want to sell? If you want to just sit there and you want to be like, I'm going to drop it 10,000. I don't care. And if it goes to 20, I'm just going to pull this thing off the market. Good luck.
Well, if you drop to 90, you must have a lot of equity in it. If you drop it that quick. Yeah.
Well, that's what I said. If you are in a place where you know there's enough money, then it wouldn't matter. Like, okay, cool.
But I think that affects everything in this economy. Like, you're starting to drop prices on things that you're selling. You don't see that. You see everything going up in price, but gas is like almost $19 a gallon.
Well, that's why everything's
But then houses
increasing.
are kind of going. But houses, they're starting to come down. Why are they not going up?
Because what's happening is everything else is catching up. Inflation is catching up with everything else.
Yeah, but I don't think it's just inflation, Esmeralda. And I'm not trying to correct you, but I disagree with that. I think it's part of it. I think it's mortgage rates, right? Really shut the door on people.
Right.
It's like, okay,
Absolutely.
look, I can survive with, I don't want to do it, but I'll pay gas. Okay. I don't want to do it. I'm paying higher on groceries.
Yeah.
I don't want to do it, but I got, higher inflation overall as far as just everyday costs.
Yeah.
But once you hit that mortgage payment, and you're blending that, especially if you were in a new home, I'm out of the market. And that's the problem is that was the deciding, hey, boom, we're going to hit that. Once the rates went up, everybody's mindset shifted.
Yeah.
And they said, okay, maybe now's not the time.
You know what I'm curious to find out? I don't know if there's a way, maybe you guys are in the industry, maybe but all these people that suddenly put their homes on the market that sold them, where are they moving to?
They're probably renting.
Well, why do they have to move anywhere? Here's my thing is, and that's a good point. But if you're selling your house, a lot of people just sit on the money. They used to sit on the money, and now
where are you at?
Well, here's the difference: is okay if I walked away with $300,000, right, equity,
and
I'm saying, you know what, I can't move anywhere, but I got $300 in the bank and I'm liquid. I'll go rent. I'll go sit on the sidelines and not buy.
Yeah,
and that's what a lot of people are thinking about doing. Now it's like this. Well, I'm going to sell my house.
Makes sense.
And I'm going to go ahead and clear whatever I'm going to clear, but my profit is maybe 30, 40, 50,000 less. So I'm already losing money. And then I have options to go somewhere else, but is it that much better? Right. And I think that's where before it was like, hey, I have an ultimatum. I have to sell. The peak has happened, right? Yeah. We're at the selling peak. Should I or shouldn't I? I got people running to me going, Dan, please list the house, because we're trying to get this house at the peak of where it's at. Man, if you didn't list 2 months ago and you're trying to list today, you missed it.
It's gone.
You missed it.
Not coming back.
So now it's a decision of, okay, now I missed it. Am I still clearing enough?
Yeah.
And am I forced or do I have to leave? Now, if you're leaving the state or you got a job promotion, you're going somewhere else, cool. But if you don't have those things in place, then now it's a personal decision. And then it comes down to the personal decision of, should I sell my house and maybe take a small reduction in price? Not every house, by the way, is taking price reductions. There's still houses out there. We see the numbers that are selling at list, but we're starting to see a wave of that not happening. We're also seeing a wave of houses that were probably way overpriced because they were looking for that home run.
Yeah.
And now it's not there. So the question is, would you guys, for me, if I took a client and I would do a case by case and I would say, okay, I'm going to market your property. We're going to evaluate and see what the comps are doing and what's going on in the area, right? And then I'm going to look at it and go, okay, well, I think it's going to go, I think if you want to be aggressive, right, you want to sell this thing, list it at this. If they have trust in you, because you got to think, I got their trust too, right? I'm trying to do what's best for them. But it's hard because a lot of people.
What would you say then? What would be that number as an agent?
Well, it depends. Like if it's,
would it be
I would have that conversation and say, okay, first off, what do you want to clear? Like what is your goal? Like were you trying to get 300? Would you be happy with 280? Right? Would you be happy if we dropped it to 260 and then you just wash your hands and walk away because now the market is softening? Would you be okay with that?
If my goal was 300 and you said I can get you 280 right now,
good.
I would take it and run. I wouldn't even look back.
Well, there's people out there that's not doing that though. And there's a lot of people that want to get highest profit. And you said at the same time, you're trying to get the highest profit.
I would want the highest profit.
But I guess it's the highest that makes sense because if you miss that mark and all of a sudden it drops and bottoms out, guess what? You're not going to get that again. You've missed that altogether too.
Yeah, I mean, so I look at it like this. Okay, so everybody's looking for somebody to represent them well. Again, I'm not going to sit there and not fight for the business and fight for the value, but you also have to find that fine line. I'm going to list the property whatever they want because ultimately you're working for the client, for the person that owns a house. Exactly. But at the same time, you have to understand that you have to have belief and trust that
You have to educate.
you don't want you don't want a house sitting on the market. Like, it's normal. It's a good market 30 to 60 days, I would say. But if you're sitting on there for 120 days,
good luck.
There's an issue somewhere.
Especially if no one's made an offer.
Yeah, maybe people are just like, hey, you know what? I thought it was going to be where I profited. There's some people out there that are stubborn. The other thing too, that a lot of these listing, people that are listing their home, they're now going through evaluation and like really just evaluating agents. They're doing a lot of interviews with agents, like 4 or 5 interviews.
Really?
Yeah, because it's not an easy market to sell. You have to market. You have to work. You have to do something outside the box.
You got to get creative.
You got to get creative. And I think a lot of agents were just, hey man, I got into business. I'm listing it. I'm putting it on the MLS. Okay, cool. I got a paycheck. It's not happening anymore. It's not going to happen in the near future. I think what's going to happen is it's now starting to get harder for agents. It's going to get harder for people to get the profits that they wanted. And I still feel that these profits are there, but you got to be realistic, And I think that's kind of where it's at. So
I think you got to be creative as an agent as well. And then also try to market out of state. Look for out of state buyers.
Yeah, bring people to here. Like, people move to Vegas all the time.
Yeah, people that are selling their homes and they can probably buy
figure out how to hit those people
Yeah.
coming from the East Coast, the Midwest. Well, no
Yeah.
one's coming from the Midwest here. They're going to the Midwest. But,
Right.
find people from California. Find people from expensive areas.
Yeah, New
and-
York.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Connecticut, Chicago. Yeah.
And I'm going to also bring up, so Tony, I think I say his name right, Dip, I think is how he says, but he's completely right on this, where the Fed's fund rate, target rate is 4%. And he said there's no bid on MBS, mortgage-backed securities. So, when the Fed has raised the Fed's fund rate, we know this, and what that is where they lend to other banks on an overnight basis. And ultimately, in the short-term bond, student loans, car loans, credit cards, it affects those people, right? Everybody, really. Right. We've seen that student loans, I think it was like a very small portion that was going to be forgiven. So you're seeing things out there that people understand that this is going to be an issue moving forward if they can't get this inflation in check. Mm-hmm. This thing's going to continue to go up. They're going to keep raising the Fed's fund rate. They're going to keep slowing the economy down. And we're going to continue to see this pattern where you have people just really backing out of the market altogether. I felt like it was a shock to people that this market is where it's at today because of how fast we went from a selling market to sellers getting whatever they wanted to a complete 180 in probably a month and a half, 2 months.
Oh, yeah. I remember like a month and a half
crazy.
ago, someone said, by October, we're going to have 10,000 properties on the market. And we're almost there like this week. And we're not even to October. We're already at 7,000 plus properties.
That's the most I've seen.
It's amazing.
So I want to also bring up a couple of things as we talked about this in May, which is crazy. Tampa, Florida had home appreciation at 33.4%. That's how much the increase was.
How much?
We're 33. They were the highest in the nation.
Oh, wow.
Phoenix was second at 28%. We weren't even on the list.
Oh, now we are.
Now we are. I mean, you got to think. I just said that year over year on next year, 2023, we're probably going to be about 5% from what CoreLogic said. I would say there may be 10%. Now, is that a market correction? Is this a recalibration of this market? Absolutely. When people say there's a correction of 20%, even if we corrected 20%, we're still not declining.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're still winning.
We're still winning because we went so far above and over what the prices are and how much appreciation we saw in the last few years.
Well,
we're just now balancing.
Well, the average healthy percentage of increase for your home that it's considered to be healthy is 7 to 9% per year.
People have beat that like crazy.
No, I know, but that's just like your regular consistency throughout years, like without fluctuation. I'm just saying, like,
but people
if
are
you're
greedy.
within that increment, you're still doing good.
People hear 7, but they want 20%. They want 30. They want a 50% increase in their house.
I want that 34%.
Be happy. Take what you can get and get out.
So I want to move over to here, and guys, hit that like button. Also hit the notification button if you guys are out there watching this video. I want you guys to, if you guys like the content, we're going to keep putting this out. It's really everything housing market related. Las Vegas, everything Las Vegas. We'll just put it at that. Right. Hit the like button, notification. Also subscribe if you guys like the content as well. So let's get into other things that I want to discuss. And the minimum wage was increased. And
that's exciting.
Again,
what was that?
How much impact is that going to have in Las Vegas? Probably minimal.
It makes slow people think they're better.
I think what I was looking at is that it was just increased this month. And you got to think that the average person trying to buy a house or buying anything today, they're struggling, and that's still not going to sustain the cost of living here in Las Vegas. I think that everybody, is going to still need a 2-income family. They're really going to have support to try to find it, because this thing isn't going to change overnight. Yes, we might come down a little bit, but unless something happens, we need more increase in pay, right? We need more wage increases. This one wage increase.
Really?
Yeah, we're not going to sustain this market.
Well, you have to.
Can't.
It has to match what the inflation
I'm
is.
sorry.
Or I mean, not match, but it has to make some kind of sense of an increase.
Yeah, but your job has to make sense too. Like if you point at pictures of hamburgers, I'm sorry, I'm not paying you $15 an hour. Like you deserve to be paid like minimum wage.
Yeah, but let me ask you. Let me
get an education.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question though. So there was a guy.
Crazy.
I was watching this thing, and I understand, but there was this guy that went to work every day, and I don't know. It was like he got promoted. No, you know what it was? It was 27 years.
At Burger King?
Yeah, did you see that?
Saw that. That was,
dude. So
I'd have burnt that building down.
No, well, here's the thing. He
See what they
got
did to him?
rewarded. He has like $300,000 in GoFundMe, and
Yeah, but that was from the public.
yeah, but here's what I'm trying to say is the public understands it. The business is always going to be out for the
You
business.
saw what they gave him, right?
Yeah,
a cup and like a movie ticket. Oh,
Yeah, like an IOU.
for 26 years? Really? Why did they get him a pen?
They gave him a
start
Starbucks
signing-
card,
So he
a
could write a hate
$5
letter.
Starbucks
Start
card.
signing.
That's crazy.
But the thing is this, man, is that people, even if you're working at a fast food place, it doesn't matter. Okay, maybe you're at that entry level position and you just want to pay rent.
for the rest of your
Rents
life,
are
though?
already, average rents in this market and in general are like 18. They follow the housing market.
Yeah.
So
They do.
you can't sit here and say, well, even if you're flipping burgers or you're working and you're car detailing at a gas station or whatever you're doing, and you're getting paid $15 an hour, whatever it is, that's still not enough, because there's so much money in circulation right now and inflation is out of control that these people, their dollar is suffering, and they can't afford to live. They can't afford to, make ends meet. And so what do? I mean, for me,
You get out there and try harder.
Esmeralda made a perfect thing is, okay, what if you're somebody that can't work 2 jobs? You got a family. I understand you might, it's hard. You're working at a place, but what is that magic number to match inflation? If you're going to put more dollars in circulation, the economy should adjust for that.
Yeah.
They should adjust and say, you know what? We're putting all this in. We feel that the inflation is going to go 6%. Well, then we need to raise pay, and hopefully. But the problem is businesses can't sustain it.
Yeah.
So
That's
you're just in a position where, what are businesses going to do?
You're going to keep paying those people that low wage, and then those people who want more money are going to go out and earn a higher wage. And those few people that can't, you know what? It's king of the mountain.
You
will survive.
Well, let's say this: you got a kid. You got 4 kids. I know you got 1 kid. Let's say you got 4 kids, and you were just going at it, right? And so you have 4 kids, and you're working at that job, and now you got to work a second job. You don't see your kids. You know that your costs are going up, and your wife's a stay-at-home mom. Now she has to be forced to go and work, or whoever it is at home. I mean, is that a good quality life for you,
Dan? If I have 4 kids and I'm making $15 an hour at Burger King, I should not be having kids. That's a whole nother problem.
But you know what, man? People do.
But what if there were mistakes?
My mom told me I was a mistake every day of my life, and you know what? She made it work.
Esmeralda, did you just say kids are a mistake?
Yeah, she did.
Esmeralda, the kids are beautiful. That's beautiful. And you said, what if you had 4 mistakes? Are you?
No, I didn't say for
Then you
mistakes.
definitely don't deserve $15 an hour.
I love children. I do. I am a
Sure.
kid person. But what I'm saying is sometimes people, they were not planning for that, and that happens.
Whoops.
So you have to prepare yourself financially.
Yeah, no.
It's part of being a
went through
parent.
it.
Hey, okay, I got to make this happen.
So these are real live questions, because you got to think. Tony brought this up. You got DJ right here talking about has now dropped. So yes, he's saying that the rates have dropped. VA rates should now be at 4.5. Well, look, rates have gone down, so that's good. But still, they're a lot higher than they used to be. Yeah. And prices of homes, yes, they're coming down. But what I'm saying is that the average buyer out there, and you all make good points. DJ, you make good points. Tony, I do agree with you that we are already in a recession, in my opinion.
Yeah, Tony.
Tony made a good point. But, look at this guy. DJ was talking about rates. I feel that rates are really going to dictate the market. They're going to dictate what people do.
Yeah.
But they're still if you were accustomed the last 10 to 15 years, people that are in their 60s, baby boomers, people that are older, they understand that this rates have been all over the damn place.
Oh, yeah,
right?
they've
been at 20, 15, whatever it is. In this market, it's still great. But if you're not, and let's say you got into it, the demographic of millennials right now is the new wave.
Yeah.
And what are they accustomed to? 3%, 3.5%, 4%. You go 4.5%, you go 5%.
My mom said she paid 18% for her house, and she had great credit, and that was amazing. That was a great.
Yeah, but would you do that in this market? Like, if you know what you know now, would you pay 18% on this?
Well, no, because you know the prices of a home are a lot more. Like,
yeah,
it's basically you're getting less of a home, and you're still end up paying. It's still going to be a high mortgage depending on the price of your home.
I want to also give a shout out to Jeff. Jeff said, Dan French and gang is awesome. Thank you so much for all your personal touch and always being there with questions. So I want to say, Jeff, man, I appreciate you. And you're really the reason why we're here today.
Thank you, Jeff.
People like him.
Thank you, Jeff.
Yes, people like him and in the industry and putting belief in the trust system of working with me. I love it.
Absolutely.
That's what I love.
And if you're wondering why Dan and I have shirts that are almost the same color, I don't know, Jeff.
Well, here's why. Because I called him and I said, we're going red today.
It's like plum, I think.
And I think
Sadie Hawkins.
I think Esmeralda was thrown out. Hers is more
crazy.
orange. It's not really red, but I threw that out. You know how when you do like those memos out and you're like, hey, everybody in work, we're all going to
wear the same.
All the same? No, I'm just playing.
I came in with bright colors, though.
It's Flipflop Friday.
That's right.
So let's move into another position on this. And again, guys, if you have questions, let me know. Also, we're going to shoot out. We're going to talk a little bit about what's going on with the markets. We're going to give you the numbers here. So you guys want to stay tuned to that because we're going to have a lot of information happening on the numbers that we see for the month of June. Now that we're in July, it's July 5th. We're going to talk about what's happening last month. But I want to talk about legacy, and I want to talk about, Esmeralda brought this up to me, and I was like, that's a good point. And this is not going to be an off topic. We're all in the housing market. We're all related in some way as far as working with the same sphere of people. And this name or this word that says legacy gets thrown around. And I said, well, let me ask you a question. Will you be remembered in the next 50 or 100 years? And that's a real question. Like, people have to find reasons. They got to find their why. And I just, you brought this up. So you're a title rep, right?
Correct.
And you deal with a lot of investors.
I do.
That's your best client, right?
That's one of my biggest clients.
I send her a lot of business, and we all try to work and send business to Esmeralda. She's a person that represents title, and she's on the forefront. Now, your position when you talk about legacy, okay, you're running a business. Explain to me what you have to do in a market like this because it's so challenging. Like where does that grit come from? Where does all that happen internally?
You mean for title?
For just you personally. You said it doesn't matter if it's title, real estate, lending. You have to work harder now.
Yes.
You have to get on the grind. You have to have the grit. You have to be able to do things that others aren't willing to do. You're doing that, but I go, well, why are you working so hard, Esmeralda? I'm just trying to figure out your why. You go, I'm trying to build a legacy. Well, talk to me about that. What does that mean to you?
Well, for me, is a legacy is everybody as a family, you should be better than the generation like before your parent, right? So whatever your parents built, your generation should be better, and then your kids should be better than you, and that's what I believe a legacy is. So for me, I'm building a legacy for the people that I have a tie with, right? Whether it's my family, whether it's my significant other and their children, my nieces, my nephews. I'm building a legacy, and that's based on what I do, right? So, and legacy is not just leading.
Let me say this. So nobody's going to remember you in 100 years. Like you listen, and I'm not trying to be, but nobody's going to know.
I'm not, but being a legacy
unless you got a statue, right? And you're out there, you know what I mean? And you're like, I'm here. Nobody's going to remember you. So it's more of an internal, personal thing, right? At this point, right? So where does that,
well,
where does that fire come
from? Legacy is, for me, like what I think of a legacy is giving back and teaching others to be better. And it's based on what you do and how you carry yourself. I mean, all of those things are considered to be a legacy. So for me, for example, I'll give you an example. When I was younger, I always wanted to be the top producer. And the reason I did that was top producer in my company. And it was important to me. And every day I would get every question, and like people would say, "Oh, you'll never make it," because of this, because of that. But I proved people wrong. I was top sales 5%
Have you
in the country.
Have you ever been told no, like you're not going to be able to make it? You're not going to succeed?
I was told no. I was told that I was not capable of being a sales rep. I was too young. I didn't have what it needed. People didn't take me serious.
Do you feel that in this market, though, because I'm going to talk to you about this too, that if you're in this market as an agent, a lender, real estate agent, title rep, that it's hard to get out of that, hey, man, we've been having this after party for like 10 years. Everybody's been drinking, hangovers, everybody's happy. And now it's like, wait a second, like we actually got to work. We got to pick up a phone because I'm not saying that like people don't work, but man, it's going to get a lot harder, a lot
I think
quicker.
It's a different grind. I think that I think that you still had to work, even though the market, it was easy to get deals and everybody's buying, but you still had to work. It's just that what you're doing now is you're pursuing in a different way. It's not coming in as easily. Adapt. You still got to call, you still got to prospect, you still got to look for people, you still got to show up. I think part of the biggest thing is showing up. If you can show up, then that's 50%.
So if you show up, you're going to show out.
Yeah, you should.
Showing up is half the battle.
So what about you, though? I mean, what do you think about is going to happen? I mean, because look, man, are you working harder in this market now with inflation, with the housing market getting tougher?
You know what? I can't even compare myself to anybody else. I'm working harder than I've ever worked, and I've always been a hard worker. So I try to get up, and every day I try to do my best, and I try to do better than everyone around me just so I can help everyone else around me. But with this economy, I'm not going to lie. I used to just blow money on cars and stuff, and now I'm trying to save money on certain things.
Yeah.
I'm living like I've never lived before.
I'm the same way. And I think, too, that I think you made a great point. You got to, like you said, you work harder to help others.
Yeah, you
and
have
I think
to.
I think that's part of the key thing is, the more people you help, then the more people will help you. When
the economy spits out like, oh, our business is doing bad, I step up and I try to help out. And they say, oh, we don't have any jobs. Well, I create jobs. So when people can't do, I try to step up and do to help those around me. So
I think it's one of those things where everybody's got their own strong points.
Yeah.
Right.
And I feel like if you identify those, because we're not going to talk too much about this, but it is interesting when you say legacy, because a lot of people, everybody's got their own legacy, And,
and it means something different.
Well, the hard thing for me is that I want to pass things on to my kids. I want to be able to support that. But at the end of the day, like, who's going to really remember me as a real estate agent,
Everyone. You say it every 30 seconds.
I know, but who's going to really remember me as a realtor out there that's really selling real estate at a full-time job as a real estate agent?
Why not? You do creative stuff. You're memorable. People are going to remember you.
I think I said it 3 times. I'm going to try to do it.
Well, it's like this. I don't think that people remember you, but your legacy that you built under you, right? Like your sons, they'll remember. Like it's
absolutely
like that's how they remember you. You're a part of them.
Yeah, so
that's your seed, right? So that's how I see legacy. I don't see it like necessarily
so really
like
it's
the name
important
of
to your family. That's really what you're talking about. You're not talking about like you want people to envy you and you want like a statue at the Staples Center.
You're not trying to be Michael Jordan.
I thought you were gonna get a statue at the Staples, like with your arms crossed, like
I'm Marilyn Monroe.
I'm the title rep.
No, not at all.
All right, so let's go over to this. I want to bring this up, guys. So let's go ahead and look at the browser here, and I want to bring this up to you guys. So here's the month of June. And we're going to get back into this housing market, and then we're going to talk with over here with Ethan about what's going on with AEY Marketing. But look at the month of June. So we're down 24% single-family residents. What'd I tell you?
Yeah.
It's happening. New listings, 21%.
That's beautiful.
It's happening. I mean, look at this, 2.2 months supply. People, you're starting to see this market hugely soften right now. And that's why I'm saying when I'm talking about these listing agents, you have to be, or not agents, but listing your home, sellers of your homes. I'm not saying I'm not going to represent you. I'm going to still fight to get that top dollar, but you got to kind of shift your mindset a little bit and have a real proper expectation. So you look at condos, 736 units sold, down 22%. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
Look at the listings on condos and townhomes, up 24%. You know why? Everybody was fear of missing out. Now they're fear of not getting what they want to sell their house for. This market. Look at the median price home, $480,000. I remember when it was $495,000, I think, at its peak. And you look at what's happening with condos right now, $280,000. Right? So this is a great look at this market statistics here. So the number of units sold in June of 2022 is 2,668. The average price of units sold is $592. So look, it's not going to just go down overnight, but I can tell you there's been a huge psychological shift in the last month and a half here. So that's a big deal. I mean, this is things that are eye-popping to me. These
Absolutely.
Eye-opening. So number of closings, 200, we said that. Prior year, we're down 8%. 24%. Prior month is 8%. Look at the bar graph. You can see it. We're starting to decline. Number of closings. Look, it's coming down. Look at the average median price. It's not quite lower, but you can start to see that it's plateaued. It's plateaued, and we're going to start to see it. Number of listings. Look at this number. We have surpassed everything that we saw, it looks like, since 2019.
Wow.
Look at that. I mean, we're right there, right? So, I mean, look, people, I understand this market's changing. Interest rates, thank the interest rates. I know DJ brought up in this comment section that rates are coming down for VA loans. Yes, but It's the impact has already happened. And if inflation isn't tamed, like Tony said, they're going to keep doing the same thing with the Fed's fund rate to slow the economy down, because that's all. They only have so many levers. You know, they're not going to be able to just keep pulling as many levers and all different. There's only so many things they can do, and they're going to keep doing the same things to hopefully slow this market down. So we'll see what happens, right? Number of new listings. Then you got the availability. This is starting to creep up. 5,746 units. This is a 61% increase from the prior month. 134% increase from the prior year. So look, you guys are seeing this with me, right? I mean, this is history in the making. You guys need to record this video. This is history, right? This is.
They probably will.
I mean, listen, you guys are going to be around saying, man, when that market shifted and we increased 60%, 8% over 60% year over year, I was there.
Yeah, we were talking about it.
All right, let's keep going. So we got availability is 2.2 months out there. And then time on market, 30 days or less, is still 86%. But, what we're seeing is a decline. You can see it. So we're starting to see the numbers soften. We're starting to say, look, everybody knows that everybody's retracting. And if you're out there looking to buy a home, which maybe not everybody is in the market to buy a home, but there's still people out there. This might not be the market for you. But I want to say, if you're a buyer out there that needs a home for your family, you guys need to find a place to live. I would love to represent you as a real estate agent. I just want to bring that up for you again, Ethan.
Real estate?
Yeah, real estate.
There we go.
But if you guys need somebody out there to represent you, I can be your guy. If you guys want me to list your home, I want to be your guy. I will, like I said, do all of the things necessary to sell your house for the highest profit. And I'll beat out everybody. I mean, I'm gonna put 5 on it.
There you go. There you go.
Put 5 on it. It's considered done. Sold.
I got 5. Oh, never mind.
Oh my God.
I got 5 on it.
Anyway, so you guys have anything to say about? Does anybody have anything out there to talk about this housing market? And you guys have any questions about the numbers that we're seeing? Because we're going to go over this again. But do you guys have any questions about this at all? And Tony also put another comment out here. Sellers flush with equity will sell for less later, in my opinion, if it continues to wait. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I think Tony's got his ear to the ground as far as what's happening in this real estate market here in Las Vegas, maybe in general.
Yeah.
But yes, I agree with that as well. Because, again, everybody moves off of confidence, right? Just like in crypto and a lot of these markets, everybody's all about
confidence.
It's confidence.
They move off of fear, basically.
Fear-based society.
And confidence. You're 100% correct. And actually, that's a very good point. Because if they're afraid of missing out, that's when people usually want to do something when they feel like, hey, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to get the chance. That was part of it, and I think that's a very good point.
Yeah.
Right.
Fear.
So what else you got over here? What do you got to say about this? AEY Marketing over here, representing the big dogs.
I always come
the big dogs.
We got a big event with them coming up at the end of July. I'm always representing some business or another. Now I'm excited to see where this housing market goes. I'm not going to lie. I hope it crashes. I hope it crashes worse than like 2009, 10.
Can I ask you why?
Yeah, because I'd like to pick up a few properties when I leave.
Opportunity.
Well, I'm going to say this, though, okay? And I get your mindset. And look, everybody's a capitalist, right? Everybody wants to make money. But on the pendulum, there's another side to that.
Of course.
And I'm going to say I disagree with you.
Not everybody can be a winner.
Because, well, let me say this. Somebody's losing their down payment.
Yeah.
Somebody's losing the money that they put into a house. Maybe their life money. Maybe their family's home.
Yep.
I don't know if I would promote a crash. What I would like to say is I would promote a more stable, balanced market to get a better return on your investment. But I wouldn't want to promote a crash, because you got to think, what if I was out there and I was like, man, this is my very first home. I put down $40,000, $50,000. We dropped 50%. And I'm sitting there going, now I got to sell pennies on the dollar. I got a short sale on my record. Yeah. And I thought I was doing all the right things.
You're not going to be able to get another home for 7 years that stays on your credit?
Well,
5?
you can
Really?
do it. Well, it depends. There's extenuating circumstances. You can do it after 3 years, but that's FHA. But the thing is this, is you have to understand that somebody's suffering somewhere.
Always.
And if you're suffering and somebody's losing out, I don't know if I want to take advantage of a situation. I understand what you're saying, but there's a lot of people out there that are like, man, I'm ready. I'm pouncing. Well, really? Like, what about that person or that family? Now, if it's like, look, if it's an investor and they're trying to capitalize and they're just throwing money, I could probably sleep a little better at night, knowing that this guy or this person, whoever
they have money.
Yeah, they got money. They probably have 50 properties and they lost one. Okay, you're at 49. But the single family residence buyers out there, that's where my heart goes out.
I hope the prices drop like crazy. I just hope no one is hurt.
Well,
in the
thing
process.
is that most people, their life or their savings, not life savings. I'm sorry, let me take that back. But their savings is in a home.
I had to walk away from the home.
Not
back
everybody
in
has
the
money
crash.
saved in the bank, and or they have a huge cushion. We'll say,
Yeah.
Their home is that. So for them to lose that, and then the value's gone.
I went through that same thing.
The single
it's
way,
heartbreaking. It really is.
It is, and the single way that most middle class people, and I don't know what your guys' definition of middle class is, but middle class is really, it's getting a big separation from the higher income wage earnings.
Oh, absolutely,
100%. And so now it's even more of a position where they're struggling, and it's harder on them, harder impact. But if you're looking at this household, that's the single vehicle of owning a home that people, a middle class to lower income middle class, gains any type of wealth in their lifetime.
Absolutely.
You either start a business, you inherit money and somebody's, helping you out, or you do it on your own and you go into houses or you do something that, and if you buy your first house, what do people typically do? They buy a starter home.
Right.
You're buying scratch, right? Hey, I got to pull it all together. And now I'm going to take that. I'm going to reward myself. I did the right things. I'm going to roll that over to another house.
Yeah.
You can't do that if we crash. And you know what? It's all because of inflation. Over the market's oversaturated with money, and it's putting everybody in a position now to pay for things that are like way outside the scope of what their normal pay is.
But everything is a gamble. At the end of the day, no matter what you do, someone's going to win, someone's going to lose. Not everybody can win, but not everybody will lose.
But also, when the market crashes like that, the housing market, it affects everything.
Of course.
Because if people lose their home, they're not going out to eat.
My first house I bought was in Summerlin that I lost. I lost my first house in 2009, 2010. Yeah, the same thing. I bought my house for like almost $400, and then before I knew it, it was worth like $180. I had literally had to leave the key in the door and walk away. We've all been there.
I'm going to say this. I don't want a market crash, but I do want a balanced market. I think we're still in an unhealthy market, and all it's doing is correcting itself. And
a balanced one.
Yeah, we're recalibrating, really.
We'll see what happens.
The rates are helping this balance. Do I want rates to keep going up to 8-9%? No. Is it on the table, though?
It could be.
Absolutely.
It's up to the feds.
Could be.
Absolutely, it's on the table. And I think anything's on the table at this point. If they got to go to tariffs, they got to do whatever it is. Everything's on the table. There is nothing because this is out of control. And I think people are starting to feel it. They're starting to feel that this market, and I can go on this for days. I mean, you guys want to talk about inflation? You want to talk about, no, I don't want to get into that.
That's why they're selling houses at Home Depot.
Let's go over to you. So anyways, guys, that's it for the numbers here. But if you guys have any questions on numbers or anything, we're going to have, you can contact me in the comments section. I'll have all my contact information. I don't know if I told you guys out there, but I do represent Key Realty. I'm a real estate agent.
If you need title insurance, you can contact me directly.
Oh my God.
Investors.
But I'm just letting you guys know that I'm out there and I'm floating around. So if you guys want to find me and you guys want to, say hi, my comments there.
Send him a text.
He's a realtor.
Yes. And let's go over to AEY Marketing over here. So Mr. Ethan, what's up, buddy? What's happening in your world? Like anything new that's going on? Like what?
Yeah, every day.
What's happening?
The last couple of days, I've given away almost 200 copies of my book, Fucking Marketing. So I've people emailing me.
Wow, wait. It says Fucking Marketing.
Fucking Marketing is the title. It is literally how I made my first money when I was 11 years old, and everything I've ever done to build my weapons company.
Hey, I just want to know who gave you the idea for the title?
I was sitting in my cell one night, and after writing this book for months, it just kind of like a light went off over my head, and I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I was like, this is fucking marketing.
Boom, baby.
And I broke it down.
It.
It goes all the way back to the beginning of time and how marketing is actually ingrained in our DNA and how more people know more about marketing than they even realize. But everything I have done along the way, how I've built everything I've ever built, but how it can adapt to your business and what you do every day. So I've been giving away free copies like crazy.
Can you give us a nugget? What would be one nugget you can give people?
I want some nuggets. You got McNuggets over there?
Oh, man. I wish.
Hey, I want some of that hot and spicy sauce with some nuggets. That sounds like...
You want a hot piece of advice?
Give me some of them nuggets over there.
The best piece of advice I can give you for marketing is do not pay for marketing where you cannot have any analytical results whatsoever. Billboards, bus benches, anything that's
Why is that though? Isn't that a good form of branding? Like if you're out there and you're an attorney.
There's a difference between marketing and branding. Huge difference.
Okay.
Branding is just having your shit seen. Marketing is getting people to come to your shit. So there's a difference between acquiring a customer and actually someone just seeing your stuff. If you want someone to see your stuff, this is the most old school thing ever, and it will work. Go spend $100 on like 5,000 club flyers with your logo as big as possible and just dump them through the city because everyone's just going to see it.
Dude, I made the big thing here where I was out there doing I thought I arrived, right? And I was like, yeah, I'm going to do a billboard. I think that's where it's at. I'm going to do a billboard. And I was like,
how much was that? No.
I'm the most egotistical person right now, and I want my face slammed out there with everybody to see me. Yeah. And every time they're on the freeway, they're going to see me, right? And I'm like, dude, I'm getting tons of business from this. Right? I got a radio show. We're doing this. I got no business from it.
What was on the billboard?
They're like, hey, man, I saw your face. I was like, you saw me? You want my business? They're like, no, man, I just saw your face. Like,
if you're going to do a billboard, you got to do something crazy.
We saw your billboard. Okay, cool.
But you know what? There is an arrival feeling for that. Like, I'm not saying like, but there is. Like, if you got a billboard, it makes you think different about yourself.
You feel like you made it.
You're like, wait a second, I'm rubbing elbows with all these big attorneys and the ones that are, on the side and heavy hitter and you know what I mean? Like, what is that number that he puts out? Like 81105? I don't know, whatever he says, but you know what I'm talking about.
Oh my goodness. No, if you're going to get a billboard, it's got to be so ridiculous. Like if you're going to do that, you have to be over the top. You can't try to blend in and look professional. Like you should have had a picture on like a bearskin rug, maybe like some leather shorts on, like something crazy that people
I could see that.
What the hell is
but
that?
I have a hairy back.
Like, why is he wearing that? Like,
let me ask you a question though. If I have a hairy back and I'm laying down like that, is that going to be still unattractive? Like, well, people still work with me.
No one's going to forget it. No one's going to.
Because they'll be like, hey, what is that, a bearskin rug or is that Dan or what is that?
Hey, when you market, you capture people's attention.
You have animal lovers mad at you, boy.
That's crazy.
So you're saying billboards, basically you won't make any money.
Billboards are fun. If you have the extra 20 grand a month to dump, do it. If you're just pissing it away, do it. Have fun with it. But if it's to actually build clientele and you're struggling and you're working your way up, no, that is a bad move. Magazines, billboards, horrible moves. The best thing today is what you can really control. And a lot of that is social media distribution. You can see the analytics. You can see who's coming. I can project nearly 6 months out on someone's page as to what the age groups are going to be and what part of their business is actually doing better. So you can take those marketing dollars and put it into something else before it's too late and you realize, oh crap, we hit this wall and now we have to change everything we're doing to adapt to this newer group of people or this new demographic.
Yeah.
So with what we do,
dude, so demographics is a big thing. You look at the millennials.
Yeah.
Dude, how much are they your business? Because I'll tell you right now, that's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at these millennials going,
it's hot. It's a hot market, man. These
because
younger people,
they got the money now, and also they were on the sidelines. They're the highest demographic of home buyers in today's world heading into this market.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there going, how do I market to that, right? So I'm gonna put a big M right here for millennial. Like I'm gonna get a tattoo right here.
Wearing your hat.
I'm gonna be like, hey, you guys want to work with me? Hey, look, I'm one of you now. I'm one of you. Like, you know what I mean?
You have to get on their level. You have to know how to, you have to know how to kind of get with the demographic you want, man. You can't do the things that you used to do. It doesn't work anymore. You have to adapt to the times. You want that demographic. You want those groups of people buying what you have. Guess what? You got to figure out how to deliver to them.
So I'll say this: doing a billboard, I don't regret it. Because it's always, you got to try something once every time.
Absolutely.
You know? Every once, you know what I mean? Like you got to try that drink. You got to, hey man, maybe this will work for me. And I'm not saying it didn't work, but I can tell you, like, man, I was driving by there. I went like 10 times around, I was like, hey,
just to look at his own billboard.
Yeah. And I'm like, hey, can you turn back around? I want to go by and see that again. Hey, that's me again. You know what I mean? Then I was like, hey, I'm going to take a picture with it, But I mean, at the end of the day, I got no business from it.
Yeah.
You got nothing.
Again,
well, listen, here's what I got.
You did.
Here's what I got. I got people that called me and say, hey man, are you the guy on the billboard? Like, yeah. He goes, cool. That's it.
I just want to know if this number works.
Yeah,
I paid 20 grand.
But you know where I got? You know where it really pushed me is I was doing radio.
Okay.
And I was doing radio on KDWN News Talk Radio. Yeah. And I was like, and I was like, hey guys, go. And that's really why I did the billboard. Like it wasn't just because I wanted to stroke my ego. You know what I mean?
You had a purpose.
I had a purpose. Now I think it did bring a lot of people, but I think there's also a purpose. Like if you're an attorney, right, especially injury attorney, and these people, like I think that's what people look for. Where if you're a realtor, what is realtors? Everybody in the family has a realtor, right? Of course. It's like, man, who do you know that's got? Oh, this person. Everybody's got a real estate agent in the family. So now you're looking at it, going, well, how do you get your name out there? How you be different? I think it's more word of mouth. It's the social media. It's the way you push yourself. Yeah. Because I don't think doing those traditional, I'm on the bus, I'm doing all that. That shit just doesn't work for
even what I
like,
do. People contact me not because of how we handle stuff, but they will call me. Even on the 4th of July, I was getting phone calls from businesses, and they're like, "Man, I saw your Facebook videos. Like, dude, you're kind of crazy. Like, I want to work with you." And they realize that I am not your typical marketing person.
I got my buddy here. Claude Webster said that I got a brat skin rug if you want to borrow it, Dan. Bear skin, not brat skin.
Nice.
I love it.
Oh my goodness.
I love it, man. I give a shout out to Claude out there. Claude is a good person out there. I've worked with
Claude.
him. Say, give a shout out to Claude, everybody. Everybody say hi
What's
to
up,
Claude.
Claude?
Hi,
How much you
Claude.
selling
What's
those
up?
brat skin rugs for?
Right?
I need one.
We want two.
Claude is a jack of all trades, man.
There
That
we
guy,
go.
he does custom work.
Yeah.
He's one of the most detailed person or people.
Like what
that I've
type
been-
of work though?
Anything you could think of. Like if you said, "Hey, man, I want you to go build something over there," he'd literally take his time and build it properly.
Like a table, you mean?
Anything.
Really?
Could be anything. I mean, anything you put your mind to. So, anything else with AEY Marketing?
We've taken on a new client, a couple of them over the weekend. It's been a lot of fun, man. We've scaled to a nationwide level that even I haven't understood yet. I'm still kind of taking it all in. So we're doing all kinds of crazy stuff.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Exciting.
So if you go to AEYmarketing.com, you'll see a whole new transformation. So it's not just me and my crazy self doing social media distribution. We have a full-on team of people now across the nation doing wonderful stuff for our clients. So the people that got in with me before a couple of weeks ago that were paying $500 a month, I'm sorry, there's no more deals like that at all. All that is out the window.
Oh, okay.
So
You guys know what time it is.
do we?
It's time to end the show.
Okay.
You guys.
So basically, Ethan's saying if you want his services, sign up now.
Hey, real quick,
AEYmarketing.com.
I want to go over here and I want to see what AEY Marketing's all about. Okay, so AEY.
Marketing.com. There it is.
There
Already
it is,
populates
baby.
by itself. It's like already ingrained in his.
Let's take a look at this really quick.
yeah.
I'm
You
gonna
hit
say-
our clients.
Oh, wow.
Go to the
Oh.
clients tab right there. I want
Right
to show you
here,
some
baby.
neat stuff, man. You got our business clients and our celebrity clients. If you take a look at some of the businesses, got some good stuff on there.
Look at this.
Oh, it's
Nice.
fresh.
Oh, so DJ has a question for you, man, that just popped up.
Go ahead, DJ.
He said, does AEY Marketing DJs in Vegas? Do you DJ in Vegas? What is that?
DJ?
I don't know what that means. Does
You mean does he promote
AEY
DJs?
Marketing DJs in Vegas? I don't know what that means.
Is his name DJ?
Yeah, his name's DJ. Well,
So-
his name, I know his real name. I don't know if he wants me to put it out there, but I know his real name. Him and I were cool.
Oh, is that what he? Wait, what? I don't understand the question. Do you make brat skin rugs?
No. So DJ, kind of elaborate a little bit, man, because I think he wants to answer your question. I'm gonna go back here real quick.
If you go to view business clients, you'll see some of our new clients on there that we've worked with.
Here. Oh, let's go back.
Yeah.
View.
View business,
blue.
dude. This
Yeah.
is a sick,
It's nice.
nice site. Look at this, man.
I like the.
So
Monster
here's some of our
Energy.
top companies we've worked with. Yeah.
Oh, bang! You're
Bang Energy,
that's
Monster,
cool.
Fox, Mechanics Wear. I mean, Harry's. There isn't a company we will not work with. And now that we can provide everything, we're just taking it to a whole new level.
Hey, so I want to put running at altitude said a really good point here. He said YouTube's free. That's
Yeah.
why I do it, baby. I love YouTube.
So you know who to call for houses.
But I want to
and-
say this beyond YouTube, and I want to bring this up. I use a guy, I've used him, and I'm going to continue to use him, and I highly recommend using him. And I'm going to tell you why. He is a little bit outside the box, but he
A little bit?
he gets results. And I think that's what people want. Just like who's going to come up with fucking marketing, right? That's what you said. I mean, look,
You
it
won't forget
sounds like
that.
crazy.
You won't forget that title.
But
Yeah,
you know
no, for
what?
sure.
People trigger, right? And every once in a while, you hit those home runs. And I think that's what people are looking for.
Yeah.
SEO and all this other stuff, that's cool.
Yeah.
You get all these companies, but are you willing to try things outside the box? Are you willing to
You
really
have
put
to.
yourself, and that's
You
what
have
you
to.
do.
Guys, if you want a copy of my book and you're listening right now, send me an email, contact@aeymarketing.com, and I will send you a free copy of my book, Fucking Marketing. And if you want to question anything that I do, go to my website, aeymarketing.com. Take a look at the companies and the celebrities I work with. If I was really that crazy, do you think they'd work with me?
I tell you what, man, I want my name up here. Can you put my name on this website?
yeah,
Right
we
next
want
to
our
the Red
logo. We want our logo.
So I want you guys to check him out. He's very good at what he does, like I said. And guys, just try it. It doesn't mean everybody's going to fit. Give him a call.
Absolutely.
Do a consultation. See what he has to say.
Check
And
this
then-
out. No contracts. we don't do a contract. We'll talk about it, and we fray from that. Like a lot of people get locked into these year-long contracts with people. We do not do year contracts whatsoever.
That's cool.
Yeah, we don't do that.
Yeah, I love that, man. So I also want to say this. So you guys out there, again, let's go back, because I don't know if you guys know that I'm a real estate agent out here in Los Angeles. But I want you guys to take a look. This is LV Home Professionals. This is a great place. The only place, the number one place, with all the enchilada to start to find your home right here. Yeah, and I brought up enchilada because Esmeralda is Mexican, so I just wanted to bring that. And look at, I got it right. Mariachis.
I just brought
enchiladas.
Carne asada.
Carne asada.
Cervezas.
Sí,
Anyways,
todo.
let's go back over here. So I want to say this. You got a lot of these properties to take a look at. Check that out. Also, home prices just reduced. This is a landing page. Now, what this is going to do is you register. Guys, this is going to take you, and you're going to see all the prices of homes that's been reduced for this last week. And I'm going to tell you, there's a laundry list of homes that are being reduced right now. So you guys really want to take a look at that. That's definitely on the list. Also, open houses. We all know that, hey, man, open houses were gone, especially COVID. You know, when COVID happened, nobody was doing open houses.
Yeah.
They didn't, you know, you'd have to come in. You'd have to be in like a one of those suits where you like, you know what I mean? Like those
hazmat
like
suits.
like a hazmat.
It's like, wait a second, 20 feet away. Like, I get it. But, you know, open houses are there now. So I want to give you guys that list. Also coming soons. And find out what your home's worth. And we talked a lot about listings. If you guys are out there and you're listing your home, give me a call. I'll fight for you. 877. No, I'm just playing. I'm the heavy hitter. Anyways, that's it, guys. If you guys have anything else to say to?
Hey, you guys have a great week. Make it a great week.
Absolutely.
Make it a great. Hey, and there's a lot of people in here. All you people in there, like it, subscribe to it, hit this channel, notify us or notify yourself. Notification bell.
Notify yourself.
Notify yourself with YouTube because it's free. And I want to give you a shout out. What? Anything last words?
Guys, not much. I've been so busy. I woke up at 4:30 this morning and I'm still going. So I mean, well, that was just to go pee, but I went back to sleep. But I mean, I've been going like all day, so it's been a good day. It's been a good week. I hope everybody has an incredibly succzul week, and I'm glad to be here again.
Dude, I love having all my crew. We're gonna have some people back Saturday. We're gonna have a great show. Bring out a lot of good people. Try to bring on somebody that's a builder. I'm gonna really try to focus on getting a builder in here because a lot of changes going on with building, a lot of move-in ready homes, and we're also putting out a lot of move-in ready properties, and I have a lot of video tours and stuff that's going on there, and we're gonna have landing pages. That's all in the comment section. When the video ends, look in the comment section. All my content, all his content, all her content. We'll see you guys at the next one.
Peace.
Bye.
Thank you for watching the French Workbench Podcast. You can find us here every Tuesday at 6 p.m. and Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. to find out all the information on real estate and financing here in Las Vegas. Also, check us out on our LV Home Professionals website. You can find your future home there, a lot of good information, and you can find us on audio-only options through Sound.